I am. It's the on-campus kingpin, yes I am.
Eagle sessions, Gayle Saunders, EaglePost.com, and the Eagles unfortunately lose to the Bears 34-28. You know, for what it's worth, despite his performance tonight, Nick Foles is still my homeboy. So obviously it's preseason. You can get get your panties in a bunch. This is what preseason is for. It's there to get the kinks out. There's a lot of penalties tonight that killed a lot of drives. We had penalties by Evan Mathis. That's 2 penalties. When do you ever see that? Peters, Macklin on a face mask. But Nick Foles threw 2 interceptions. He threw 2 all last season, and he did all that in just about 6 minutes of play. His first 3 drives, the Eagles' first 3 drives, were not very impressive. The offense looked pretty shaky, to be honest, but they just couldn't get into that rhythm. I thought on the first series, the Eagles could have just started that series and just gave the ball to LaShawn McCoy, leading rusher in the NFL. Why not? But Chip Kelly really is not going to show his hand. It looked a little vanilla. You see 12 personnel out there, so it's not like he's going to show his hand early and often in preseason. Maybe in that third preseason game we might see some trickery, a faster tempo, perhaps. On the day, Nick Foles was 6 for 9, 44 yards, 2 interceptions. I'm kind of like in shock that I would even say that Sanchez played a pretty damn good game. But Sanchez was 7 for 10, 79 yards, and he did lead the Eagles offense to 2 scoring drives. He connected with Zach Ertz on a 34-yard pass, a nice little seam, and then they went right back to Ertz on another beautiful pass. Made a great catch. He got flipped up on his head, but still managed to come up with the ball. And then we had Tucker for the score. It was really good to see the Eagles get something going after the Eagles' first team just sputtered. But that is preseason football. Sometimes looks ugly, but the referees, they were throwing flags. They picked up a flag for Kerry Williams later in the game. They got Jeremy Macklin on a face mask penalty, which wasn't actually a face mask penalty. If you go look back, he might have touched his, maybe his chin or something, but it wasn't that bad. Some rookies got in and showed some work. Bo Allen looked pretty impressive. Marcus Smith had a nice open field tackle. Almost got he actually tipped the ball as well. Who else? Jalen Watkins got an interception, but also got burned by Williams on a 72-yard pass for a touchdown. He got torched on it was a man-to-man situation. Got beat on the outside, which was pretty bad, but he did make it up for it with the interception. Who else stood out? Josh Huff. What can I say? He was one of the guys that was in my last video that I said was really excited to see how he would perform tonight. He really, showed up. He had a tough catch on that slant by the goal line, but 102-yard kick return. What else can you want from your rookies showing up big like that? And also on special teams, running downfield, trying to make tackles. Overall, special teams was pretty impressive. They had a fumble recovery. They blocked a kick. They returned one to the house, like I just said. So obviously you got to be excited about that. It's one area they wanted to get better at, and they showed something tonight. Who else on defense? Connor Barwin made some nice tackles. I was impressed with him tonight. He looked pretty good. Jenkins, he was all over the place. He was making some hits. He did step up and make some, he was trying to get some hits in there. I like to see the aggressiveness from Jenkins. But who else out there that was exciting to see? Momo had a couple grabs, but Darren Sproles looked pretty good. I like he had a nice little 9-yard run. That was pretty impressive. It's hard to see that guy. He's a very shifty dude, and he's got a nice little forward lean to him. So I was impressed with him. McCoy had a couple runs. One was called back, but I really thought they would get him involved right away. Vinny Curry looked pretty impressive. A lot of interior disruption with those guys. Bo Allen. I mean, those guys were making plays for some people, they like to see the first team offense, first team defense do work. I get more excited about seeing the younger guys play, because those are the guys that you really want to see what they're, what they can bring to the table, especially on a platform like this. From going from college to the NFL, it's a big jump, and to see these guys perform in a different setting, that's what you want to see. Who would you give a game ball to? Probably Josh Huff. Tucker had a couple touchdowns. We did have a fumble. I'd also say, Mark Sanchez. Got to give that guy, Mr. Butt Fumble, a game ball tonight. I was impressed with him. But overall, it's preseason. Really, what more can you say? We're getting through the jitters, first game jitters. I just need to see Foles, come alive. If you think about it, Riley Cooper is not out there. So Ifeanyi Moma stepped up and played. But, you think about the timing routes that they have. Things might been a little bit off. But that happens. That's what is to be expected in preseason. That's why you got to get all the kinks out before the season starts. So, Eagle fans out there, what did you think about tonight? Is there something that you were hoping to see that you didn't see? Is there, what did you think of Foles' performance? Are you scared? I'm not scared. I'm wearing this shirt because I am supporting Nick Foles. It's just preseason. So, we're hoping next week, against the Patriots, we might see a better performance out of our ones. But let me know what you think of preseason football. Game 1, Eagles versus the Bears. But I'm Gayle Saunders, living the dream, not as in dream team, but living the dream.